works. Welcome everybody to Sharps in August. We're going to have a great evening, and we're going to start off with David Kidman, who is going to give us a rousing first song. Not a rousing first song, but a first song. Go ahead, David.
If only you'd have commissioned a rousing first song, you would have got one. But the song I planned for tonight is not. But never mind, it's a nice song, and it's a request for a song that I've not sung on here yet. So it's a Stan Rogers song, and it's one that is not one of his maritime songs. It's called Lies. At last the kids are gone now for the day. She reaches for the coffee as the school bus pulls away. Another day to tend the house and plan for Friday at the Legion when she's dancing with her man. Sure was a bit of winter, but Friday will be fine, and maybe last year's Easter dress will serve her one more time. She'd pass for 29, but for her eyes. But winter lines are telling wicked lies. All lies. All those lines are telling wicked lies. Lies, all the lies. Too many lines there in that face, too many to erase or to disguise. They must be telling lies. Now is this the face that won for her the man whose amazed and clumsy fingers put that ring upon her hand? No need to search that mirror for the years. The menace in their message shouts across the blur of tears. So this is beauty's finish, like Rodin's Belle Lumiere, the pretty maiden trapped inside the ranch wife's toil and care. Well, after 7 kids, that's no surprise. Oh, but why cannot her mirror tell her lies? All lies. All those lines, they're telling wicked lies. Lies, all the lies. Too many lines there in that face, too many to erase or to disguise. They must be telling lies. Then she shakes off the bitter web she wove and turns to set the mirror gently face down by the stove. She gathers up her apron in her hand, pours a cup of coffee, drips carnation from the can, and thinks ahead to Friday, 'cause Friday will be fine, and she'll look up in that weathered face that loves hers line for line, to see that maiden shining in his eyes, and laugh at how her mirror tells her lies. All lies. All those lines are telling wicked lies. Lies. All the lies. Too many lines there in that face, too many to erase or to disguise. They must be telling lies. They must be telling lies.
Thank you, David. Good start. Now I've got Mikanora as our second singer. Mike and
Yes, Mick and Nora, and sometimes we call ourselves Mick and Nora.
okay, Mikanora, please do give us a song.
Okay. I'm going to do an Irish song, which is really quite well known.
The winter it is past, and the summer's here at last, and the small birds they sing in every tree. Their little hearts are glad, but mine is very sad. For my true love is far away from me. The rose upon the brine, by the water running clear, gives joy to the linnet and the bee. Their little hearts are blessed, but mine is not at rest. For my true love is absent from me. And it's straight I will repair to the Curragh of Kildare, for it's there I'll find tidings of my dear. O ye who are in love and cannot it remove, I pity the pain that you endure. For experience lets me know that your hearts are full of woe, and the woe that no mortal can endure. And it's straight I will repair to the Curragh of Kildare, for it's there I'll find tidings of my dear. Yes, straight I will repair to the Curragh of Kildare, for it's there I'll find tidings of my dear.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was lovely. I forgot to cue the next singer. I do apologise. Charles West, can you follow that, please? And after Charles, Steve Suffet.
Okay, I think I can do that. I should say that I'm following one train wreck with another, Last week was not too successful, but this week I'm going to try a song about a train wreck. And this is the wreck of the 97. This is a song about a train wreck that happened in 1903, well, a mail train in the U.S. And it's been done by a lot of people. I'm sure you know it. They gave him his orders at Monroe, Virginia, saying, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38, but it's old 97. He must put her into Spencer on time. I looked around and said to his black greasy fireman, just shovel on a little more coal. And when we cross those White Oak Mountains, you can walk the 97 road. It's a mighty rough road from Lynchburg to Danville on a line with a 3-mile grade. It was on that grade that he lost his air brake. You can see what a jump he made. He was going down grade, making 90 miles an hour, when his whistle broke into a scream. And they found him in the ruck with his hand on the throttle. He was scalded to death by the steam. Now, ladies, you must take warning, and from this time on and learn. Never speak harsh words to your true love or husband. He may leave you and never return. I'd just like to say at the end of this that this wreck was attributed to excessive speed, but you might notice in one of the stanzas he lost his air brakes on the downgrade. And I think maybe bad maintenance had more to do with it than the engineer's fault. I'm not a train engineer.
Thank you, Charles.
Picking.
I always wonder what was the 38. It says it's not 38, it's old 97.
So, well, 97 was the fast mail train that was scheduled to carry the mail, and I'm not sure. 38 must have been another train
Okay.
that they.
Excellent. Well, that's got that one sorted. Hopefully. Steve, can we have Steve, please, now? And can Steve be followed by Graham Baldwin, please?
Yes, 97 was the train number, not the locomotive number. It was the call number of the train, and 38 was another train that ran on the same line, but it wasn't a fast mail, so... Judge gave Lazarus a mighty number. Judge gave Lazarus a mighty number. Judge gave Lazarus a mighty number. Number 99, Lord, number 99. It's a convict song from the South from about 120 years ago. I'll do that first verse again. Judge gave Lazarus a mighty number. Judge gave Lazarus a mighty number. Judge gave Lazarus a mighty number. Number 99, Lord, number 99. Well, the captain, he drink on liquor. Well, the captain, he drink on liquor. Well, the captain, he drink corn liquor. Lazarus is gone, Lord, like turkey through the corn. Well, the captain, he gets old Rattler, that's a bloodhound. Well, the captain, he gets old Rattler. Now the captain, he gets old Rattler. Track him down, Lord, they track him down. They got old Lazarus between two mountains. They got old Lazarus between two mountains. They got old Lazarus between two mountains. Blowed him down, Lord, they blowed him down. They killed old Lazarus with a mighty number. Killed old Lazarus with a mighty number. Killed old Lazarus with a mighty number. Number 45, Lord, number 45. They put old Lazarus a commissary counter. They put old Lazarus on the commissary counter. They put old Lazarus on the commissary counter. They laid him down, Lord, Lord, they laid him down. Lazarus' mama, she comes running. Lazarus' mama, well, she comes running. Lazarus' mother, she comes running. My only son, Lord, my only son. I said, Captain, your men gonna leave ya. I said, Captain, your men gonna leave ya. I said, Captain, your men gonna leave ya. Come Judgment Day, Lord, come Judgment Day. Old Lazarus, also known as Poor Lazarus, or just plain Lazarus, traditional African American circa 1900.
Thanks, Steve. That was great. Enjoyed that. Can I remind people, please, to put their songs in the chat, what they've actually sung, so that David can gather them up afterwards. Now we've got Graham Baldwin next, followed by Tara. So you can now alert Charlie, Tara. But Graham first, please.
Well, hello everybody. Here's a very English song all about justice. And 640 years ago was the Peasants' Revolt. And there was a bloke there called John Ball, who was a radical priest who, translating Wycliffe's Bible, version of the Bible into English, he found new hope for it, egalitarian England. And in so doing, upset the establishment and got himself hung, drawn and quartered in St Albans 640 years ago. St Albans just happens to be the place where I used to live when I was in England. And I've been trying to find out where in St Albans he was executed, but with no luck. Anyway, here's a song that was written 600 years later in 1981 by a bloke called Sidney Carter. I'm sure many of you know it. Got a great rousing chorus. Who will be the lady? Who will be the lord? When we are met in the love of one another, who will be the lady? Who will be the lord? In the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. lady, Adam is the Lord. When we are met in the love of one another, Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord. In the light that is coming in the morning, sing John Ball and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock, I'll cowl like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. All shall be met in the fellowship, I say. All shall be met in the love of one another. All shall be met in the fellowship, I say. In the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball, tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock and I'll cowl like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. Labour and spin for the fellowship you're in. Labour and spin for the love of one another. Labour and spin for the fellowship you're in. And the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball, tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock and I'll cowl like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. Ball, tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. I'll crow like a cock and I'll cowl like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. John Ball.
Oh, well sung.
Nice song.
Well sung.
Great. Thank you, Graham. That's one of my favourites. Good chorus song, that. Tara and Charlie are next, and they'll be followed by Tim Radford, please.
Did you summon me this time?
Yes, we summoned you. I love that song, Graham. It was lovely. So we're going to do something completely different because we're going to do
a collab.
Things that come from horror films. So here we go with the nursery rhymes from horror films.
Well, the third one isn't a horror film.
The first one's from Buffy. The second one is from
Nightmare
on Elm Street. And the third one is from The Waterman. So here we go. Can't even shout, can't even cry. The gentlemen are coming by. Locking in windows, knocking on doors. They're gonna take 7 and they might take yours. Can't call your mum, can't say a word. You're gonna die screaming, but you'll never be heard. You'll go.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, get your crucifix. 7, 8, can you stay awake? 9, 10, never sleep again.
1, 2, 3, 4, close your windows, lock your door, 'cause you'll never know for sure who it is he's coming for. 5, 6, 7, 8, by the time it's getting late, all that you can do is wait. The Waterman decides your fate. 9, 10, 11, 2, not a thing that you can do. when the Waterman comes through, and his eyes are set on you. Thank you.
Spooky.
Okay.
Very good. Very
And
good.
it's not even Halloween.
That was lovely. I don't know what you're going to put in the chat for what it is, but we shall see. Tim, can you follow that, please? And after Tim, can we have Riggy?
Good afternoon, everyone, or evening for you. I'm going to sing a song collected in Dorset, but it's actually a poem by Richard Monckton Milnes or something. I can't remember, don't know how to pronounce his surname. The tune was written by my late friend Barbara Berry. It's I Wandered by a Brookside. I wandered by a brookside, I wandered by a mill. I could not hear the water, the murmuring it was still, nor the sound of any grasshopper, nor chirp of any bird, but the beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard. Yes, the beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard. I sat beneath an old elm tree and watched its long, long shade. And as it grew longer, I did not feel afraid. I listened for a footfall, I listened for a word, but the beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard. Yes, the beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard. He came not, oh, he came not. The night came on alone. The little stars sat one by one, each in his golden throne. The evening wind swept by me, the leaves above were stirred, but the beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard. Yes, the beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard. With silent tears fast flowing, then someone stood behind, a hand upon my shoulder. I knew that touch was kind. She drew me near and nearer. We neither spoke one word, but the beating of our own two hearts was the only sound we heard. Yes, the beating of our own two hearts was the only sound I heard. That's it. Thank you.
That was lovely, Tim. Terrific. Can we have now Riggy? And following Riggy, can we have Jim Lucas, please?
I don't know if you can recall, but maybe 20 minutes ago at the beginning of our meeting, somebody was speaking about Faith Petrick, who is the matriarch of folk music in San Francisco and a participant in the Sharps Folk Club too from time to time, going back to the Portable Folk Festival or whatever they called it back in those days. But she, her family, she asked that a certain song be sung at her funeral. And I, in fact, was the person who brought it to the San Francisco scene. And so her family got me to sing this at her funeral. Almost time. It's almost fall or autumn. As I was a walking one morning, let me figure out the key I'm in. As I was a walking one morning at ease, viewing the leaves that had fell from the trees, all in full beauty appearing to be. Those that had withered and fell from the trees, what's the life of a man any more than a leaf? A man has a season, so why should he grieve? Although through this world we appear bright and gay like a leaf, we must wither and soon fade away. If you had seen the leaves just a few days ago, how beautiful and bright they did all seem to grow. A frost came upon them that withered them all. A storm came upon them and down they did fall. What's the life of a man any more than a tree? A man has his season, so why should he grieve? Although through this world we appear bright and gay like a leaf, we must wither and soon fade away. If you look in our churchyard, there you will see those who have withered like the leaves on the tree, when age and affliction have withered us all. Like a leaf was wither and down we must fall. What's the life of a man any more than a leaf? A man has his season, so why should he grieve? Although through this world we appear bright and gay like a leaf, we must wither and soon fade away. I got that from Cyril Tawney, so the words are a little different than you may have heard them before, but Cyril Tawney sang it just like that, without the mistakes.
Lovely, Riggy.
That was lovely, Riggy.
That was great, Riggy. Thank you. Yeah, the next is Jim Lucas, and following Jim, can we have Maggie and Pete, please?
My throat is feeling very dry, but I've gotten some tea. So let's see where it goes. Oh, no. There we go. Young Rory O'More courted Caitlin Bawn. He was bold as a hawk and she soft as the dawn. He wished his and soured pretty Caitlin to please. And he thought of the now worries with Caitlin would cry and reproof on her lip, but a smile in her eye. With your tricks, I don't know in truth what I'm about. Faith, you've teased till I've put on my cloak inside out. Oh, Jewel, says Rory, that same is the way. You've traded me hard for this many's a day, and 'tis pleased that I am, and why not, to be sure, for 'tis all for good luck, says bold Rory O'More. Indeed, then, says Caitlin, don't think of the like, for I half gave a promise to Southering Mike. The ground that I walk on he loves, I'll be bound. Faith, says Rory, I'd rather love you than the ground. Now, Rory, I'll cry if you don't let me go. I'll sure I dream every night that I'm hating you so. Oh, says Rory, that same I'm delighted to hear, for the dreams always go by contraries, my dear. Oh, Jewel, keep dreaming that same till you die, and bright morning will give dirty night the black lie, and 'tis pleased that I am, and why not to be sure, since 'tis all for good luck, says bold Rory O'More. Ara, Caitlin, my darling, you've tased me enough. Sure, I've thrashed for your sake dinny grinds and Jim Duff, and I've made myself drink in your health quite the paste. So I think after that I may talk to the priest. Then Rory the rogue stole his arm round her neck, so soft and so white, without freckle or speck, and he looked in her eyes that were beaming with light, and he kissed her sweet lips. Don't you think he was right? Now, Rory, leave off, sir, you'll hug me no more. That's 8 times today that you've kissed me before. Well, then here goes another, says he, to make sure, for there's luck in odd numbers, says Rory O'More.
That was you did hiccup slightly, but that was your internet probably.
Yeah, I keep getting notices from Zoom that my internet connection is unstable, which is better than last night where it actually disconnected me and reconnected me 10 times within half an hour.
So a few hiccups are okay, good. Thank you for that. Can we have, we're going to have Maggie and Pete, and after them, can we have Pelagie, please?
Hello? Yeah. Long years ago when I was young, the flowers bloomed and the birds they sung. The sailor lad and his lovely bride were weeping by the ocean side. La 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 la. A sailor lad and his lovely bride were weeping by the ocean side. It's scarce 6 months since we were wed, and oh how fast the time has fled. Tomorrow morn at the dawning of the day, the good ship bears my love away. La 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 la. Tomorrow morn at the dawning of the day, the good ship bears my love away. Long years have passed and he comes no more to greet his bride on the lonely shore. The ship went down in the raging of a storm, the waves consumed his lifeless form. La 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 la. The ship went down in the raging of a storm, the waves consumed his lifeless form. And now he sleeps at the bottom of the sea, the mermaids there shedding tears for me. The mermaids down at the bottom of the sea are shedding their sad tears for me. La 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 la. The mermaids down at the bottom of the sea are shedding their sad tears for me. I would that I were sleeping too, beneath the waves of the ocean blue, my soul to my God and my body to the sea, and the dark blue waves rolling over me. La 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 la. My soul to my God and my body to the sea, and the dark blue waves rolling over me. The dark blue waves rolling over me.
I heard the waves.
Sound effects, sound effects.
Both artists smoke beans and they get.
That was fascinating. More waves, please. I like that. Okay, we've got Pelagie next, please, and followed by John White.
It was a sunny summer Sunday on a cliff top by the sea. I had made myself a picnic lunch, some sandwiches and tea. I'd been there half an hour when I heard a sort of moan, and gradually it came to me that I was not alone. He was hanging by his fingers from the edge of the abyss. He'd been there quite some time. Now let me tell you this. When it comes to clifftop picnics, I find it pays to be particular. Always choose the horizontal part, never the perpendicular. I could see he'd lost his tablecloth, his condiments as well. His teapot too was missing. He was upset, I could tell. There was no long preamble, no extended peroration. He limited himself to help by way of conversation. It's a very English thing, but as he hung above the sea, by his fingertips, I asked him, would you like a cup of tea? I poured the man a cup, and he was so elated, he took it from me straight away. Perhaps he should have waited. He clung on by his left hand, in his right his cup of tea. His options were quite limited. His fate was up to me. In view of his position, my next move was not a smart one. I said to him, do you take milk? And handed him the carton. I was afraid that he had gone to certain death so far beneath. But as he passed an overhanging branch, he clung on to it with his teeth. In his left hand still the milk, in his right hand still the cup. I leaned over the cliff top. I looked down and he looked up. When they asked, was it my fault? I must confess a great unease. I called down, do you take sugar? He looked up and said, yes, please. That's Les Barker's very English thing. Thank you.
That was great, Pelagie. Thanks very much. I love Les Barker. Mr. White, hang on. I'll just unmute you.
Anthology called Death on the Cliffs by a very nice woman writer, Eileen Dover. Leave that for next week. It was a great week last week. I thought it was Sharps at its absolute best. And I was hoping that Chris will be here tonight so that we could congratulate him on a very good idea and getting it all organised so well. And last week, Chris gave us a little introduction to the Barrack Room Ballads, and he brought out how the fact that Kipling, Strange Man, was very much on the side of all the ordinary Joes, and that comes out very much in this one of his songs, which is also about the difference of attitudes between the civilian population and the guys who are risking their lives in the army. It's the one, I beg your pardon, so I'm dithering, right, okay. So anyway, here's the song. I went into a public house to get a pint of beer. The publican, he ups and says, we serve no redcoats here. The girls behind the bar, they laughed and giggled fit to die. I outs into the street again, and to myself said I, oh, it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and Tommy go away. But it's thank you, Mr. Atkins, when the band begins to play. When the band begins to play, me boys, the band begins to play. Yes, it's thank you, Mr. Atkins, when the band begins to play. I went into a theatre, as sober as could be. They give a drunk civilian room, but hadn't none for me. They sent me to the gallery or round the music halls, but when it comes to fighting, Lord, they'll shove me in the stalls. And it's Tommy this and Tommy that and Tommy wait outside. But it's special train for Atkins when the troop ship's on the tide. When the troop ship's on the tide, me boys, the troop ship's on the tide. Yes, it's special train for Atkins when the troop ship's on the tide. Yes, making mock of uniforms that guard you while you sleep is better, cheaper than those uniforms, and their starvation cheap. And hustling drunken soldiers who've been going large a bit is 10 times better business than parading in full kit. And it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and Tommy, how's your soul? But it's thin red line of heroes when the drums begin to roll. When the drums begin to roll, me boys, the drums begin to roll. Yes, it's thin red line of heroes when the drums begin to roll. Well, we ain't no thin red heroes, but we ain't no blackguards too. Just single men in barracks, most remarkable like you. And if sometimes our conduct isn't all your fancy paints, well, single men in barracks don't grow into plaster saints. And it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and Tommy, how's your soul? It's Tommy this and Tommy. But it's, right. You talk of better food for us and schools and fires and all. We'll wait for extra rations if you'll treat us rational. Don't mess around, we cook our stops for prove it to our face that the Whitter's uniform is not the soldier man's disgrace. And it's Tommy this and Tommy that and anything you please. But Tommy ain't no blooming fool. You bet that Tommy sees. Sorry about the
John. Right.
That was great. I like that. Yeah, you're such a star. I didn't give the heads up for the next singer. I do apologise. Stacey, can you give us a song, please, now? And after Stacey, Simon Brager, please.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone, or afternoon here. I'm going to sing a song that's been running through my head all week that I learned from the singing of Louisa Jo Killen. And I decided to look into its history a little bit this morning on the internet, and it opened up a can of worms, because apparently while it came from a song that was published in the early 19th century, it was reinterpreted by Bert Lloyd back in the 1950s. And that's the version that gets sung most of the time, and that's what I'm going to do. So here we go, picking up the theme of women that are left behind when their fellows go away to the service. What's the matter with you, my lass? And where's your dashing Jimmy? The soldier lads have taken him off, and he's gone far, far from me. Last payday he went into town, and them red-coated fellows enticed him in and made him drunk. He'd have better gone to the gallows. The very sight of his cockade, it sets us all a-crying, and me, I nearly fainted twice. I thought that I was dying. My father would have paid the smart, and he showed a golden guinea. But the sergeant swore he'd kiss the book, and now they've got young Jimmy. When Jimmy talks about the wars, it's worse than death to hear him. I must go out and hide my tears, because I cannot bear him. But he jibes and corrects his jokes, and bids me not forsake him. A brigadier or a grenadier, he says, they're sure to make him. As I walk o'er the stubble fields, where o'er it runs the seam, I thought of Jimmy hewing there, but it was all a dream. He hewed the very coals we burn, and when the fire I'm lighting, to think them coals was in his hands, well, it sets my heart a-beating. So break my heart, and when it's broke, yes, break my heart, my dearie, and I'll lie in the cold, cold ground, for of single life I'm weary. The Recruited Collier.
Well sung, Stacey. Well sung.
Very well sung.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacey. That was lovely. Simon, please, and followed by Helen.
Yeah, this is, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. This is a Blind Willie McTell song called Broke Down Engine Blues. It's got a wonderful, in one or two of the verses, got a wonderful utilitarian approach to religion, which I enjoy. Feel like a broke down engine, mama, ain't got no driving wheel. Feel like a broke down engine, mama, ain't got no driving wheel. You ever been down and lonely, you know just how a poor boy feels. I've been shooting craps and gambling, mama, and I done got broke. I've been shooting craps and gambling, mama, and I done got broke. I've been done pawn my pistol, and my brand new clothes are sold. So I went down to my praying ground, fell down on bended knees. Yes, I went down to my praying ground, fell down on bended knees. I ain't crying for no religion. Won't you give me back my good gal, please? Lordy, Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Lordy, Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. If you give me back my baby, Lord, I won't trouble you no more. If you give me back my baby, Lord, I won't trouble you no more. Don't have to put her in my house, just lead her to my door. Lordy, Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Lordy, Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Don't you hear me, baby, knocking on your door? Hear me, baby, knocking on your door. Oh, let me take my blanket and I'll tack it to your floor. Feel like a broke down engine, mama, ain't got no driver at all. Feel like a broke down engine, mama, ain't got no driver at all. What makes me love my baby, she can really do the Georgia crawl.
Wow, Simon.
Lovely, Simon. Terrific. I'm just noticing I hope that everybody who wants to sing has already put their hands up. If you put your hand up already, don't bother to do so again. But if you haven't, we're going to be quite thin tonight on singers, so do pop your hand up if you haven't done already. Now we've got Helen and Jakob. Can you follow Helen, please?
I'm going to sing a song that I haven't sung in a long time, and I used to love to sing years ago. It's called Katie Cruel. When I first came to town, they called me the roving jewel. Now they've changed their tune. They call me Katie Cruel. Oh, diddle day. Oh, diddle day. Oh, that I were where I would be, then I would be where I am not. Here I am where I must be. Go where I would, I cannot. Oh, diddle day. Oh, diddle day. Eyes bright as coal, lips red as cherry, and 'tis my delight to make the young men merry. Oh, diddle day, oh, diddle day. I know who I love, I know who does love me. I know where I'm going, and I know who's going with me. Oh, diddle day, oh, diddle day. Through the woods I go, through the boggy mire, straight way down the road till I come to my heart's desire. Oh, diddle day, oh, diddle day. When I first came to town, they brought me bottles plenty. Now they've changed their tune and hand me bottles empty. Oh, diddle day, oh, diddle day. Oh, that I were where I would be, then I would be where I am not. Here I am where I must be. Go where I would, I cannot. Oh, diddle day, oh, diddle day. When I first came to town, they called me the roving jewel. Now they've changed their tune. They call me Katie Cruel. Oh, diddle day, oh, diddle day. Katie Cruel.
Very nice.
Thank you, Helen. and do another chorus. We've had a lot of choruses tonight. It's nice. Singing away. Now we've got Jakob. Welcome. This is your first time with us, and you're very welcome. And after Jakob, can we have a song from Paddy, please?
Yeah. Thank you for letting me join. So I hope you all enjoy my song. Come all you know hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come all you know hopers, you jokers and rogues. Lay all your pharaohs in the fields where they lie, your factories and offices, kiss them all goodbye. Have a little faith in the dream maker in the sky. There's glory in believing in, and it's all in the beholder's eye. So come all you know hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find out where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come on you know hopers, you jokers and rogues. Turn off your engines and slow down your wheels. Suddenly your master plan loses its appeal. Everybody knows that this reality's not real. So raise your glass to all things past and celebrate how good it feels. Come on, all your... Come on, you know hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find out where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come on, you know hopers, you jokers and rogues. Come on, you know hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find out where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come all you know hopers, you jokers and rogues.
Well sung, well sung.
Great, yeah.
Well, I like that very much, Jakob. Thanks very much. That was a nice change, a different style. We've got Paddy next, followed by Gwyneth, please.
Okay, I hope you can all hear me. This is a song about the military. It probably goes back to Napoleonic times, but it's not about fighting. It has a chorus, the easiest chorus you've got. Single word, Amen. A soldier and a sailor were walking one day. Said the soldier to the sailor, let's kneel down and pray. And if we have one prayer, may we also have 10. Let's have a bloody litany, said the sailor, Amen. And the first thing we'll pray for some cash. Oh glory, hallelujah, to go on the bash. And if we have £1, may we also have 10. Let's have a bloody treasury, said the sailor, Amen. And the next thing we'll pray for some beer. Oh glory, hallelujah, to bring us good cheer. And if we have 1 pint, may we also have 10. Let's have a bloody brewery, said the sailor, Amen. And the next thing we'll pray for a wench. Oh glory, hallelujah, and may she be French. And if we have 1 wench, may we also have 10. Let's have a bloody harem, said the sailor, Amen. And the next thing we'll pray for the king. Oh glory, hallelujah, and long may he reign. And if he has 1 son, may he also have 10. May he have a bloody regiment, said the sailor, Amen. And the last thing we'll pray for our wives. Oh, glory, hallelujah, the bane of our lives. And if we have one wife, may we also have 10. And may they all live in Tipperary, said the sailor. Amen.
Good one.
Oh, I love.
Someone's got some very strange sounds off, but when unmuted. Thank you, Paddy. I like that. We're carrying on with Gwyneth next, followed by Pal, please.
This is The Old Woman, which I've sung at various sing-arounds recently, so apologies to those that have heard it before. Old woman, are you fond of smoking? Old woman, are you fond of smoking? Speak a little louder, sir, I'm rather hard of hearing. Speak a little louder, sir, I'm rather hard of hearing. Old woman, are you fond of carding? Old woman, are you fond of carding? Speak a little louder, sir, I'm rather hard of hearing. Speak a little louder, sir, I'm rather hard of hearing. Old woman, will you let me court you? Old woman, will you let me court you? Speak a little louder, sir, I think I now hear you. Speak a little louder, sir, I just begin to hear you. Old woman, don't you want to marry me? Old woman, don't you want to marry me? Lord have mercy on my soul, I think I now do hear you. Lord have mercy on my soul, I think I now do hear you. Thank you.
Thanks, Gwyneth. I enjoyed that one. It's I'd not heard it before. I like that one. Pal, are you with us? Pal, can you give us a song, please? And then after Pal, can we have Deirdre and Chris?
Yes, I am, and yes, I can. Fare you well, my own true love. Farewell for a while. I'm going away, but I'll be back if I go 10,000 miles. 10,000 miles, my own true love. 10,000 miles or more, and the rocks may melt, and the seas may burn, if I no more return. Oh, don't you see yon lonesome dove sitting on yon ivy tree? She's weeping for her own true love, as I shall weep for mine. Oh, come back, my own true love, and stay a while with me. For if I had a friend in all this earth, you've been a friend to me. Nick Jones.
Let's
get right to the questions now.
Lovely, pal. Thanks for that. That was great. I'm getting through the list pretty fast coming on here, and because well, a lot of our singers are all off at the folk festival that isn't meant to be happening, but they're all gone anyway. It looks as though anybody who wants a second song, please get yourselves prepared, because probably by the interval, I'll be asking you to put your hands up again. You don't do it yet, but when we get to the break, I'll ask you again. Right, we've got Deirdre and Chris next, please, followed by Tom Posner.
Pal, that was exquisite. And I know what Chris is going to sing, which is why I'm going to sing first, because I want to still savor what you were singing. You'll understand in a moment. It's been a year since last we met. We may never meet again. I have struggled to forget, but the struggle is in vain. For his voice rides on the breeze, his spirit comes at will. In the midnight on the seas, his bright smile haunts me still. In the midnight on the seas, his bright smile haunts me still. I have sailed 'neath foreign skies. I have trod the desert path. I have seen the storms arise like a giant in his wrath. Every act that I have known, that a reckless life can give, though his spirit now has flown, his bright smile haunts me still. Though his spirit now has flown, his bright smile haunts me still. At the first clear break of dawn, as I gaze upon the deep, his form still fills my sight, as the stars their vigil keep. And when I close my aching eyes, sweet dreams my memory fills. And from sleep when I arise, his bright smile haunts me still. And from sleep when I arise, his bright smile haunts me still. And now for something very different.
Would you like to sing this? Okay. Okay. Change of mood. We're going to let the sound effects go away. I don't know who's unmuted or whatever that is, but there we go. So some of you, I don't know if any of you know about Ron Popeil, who just passed away last week. He was an entrepreneur in the United States. Thank you, Tim Radford, for raising your hand. That's good. So this is a bit dated. I guess if you've ever done any business with Amazon, do you have Amazon over there in the UK? I have no idea. So this song does need to be updated, but I think most of you will get this. This was written by Steve Goodman. I'll put the details in the chat. It's called Vegimatic, and it goes like this. Fell asleep last night with the TV on. Oh, what a dream I had. Dreamed I went and answered every single one of those late night mail order ads. And 4 to 6 weeks later, much to my surprise, the mailman came to my front door, and I couldn't believe my eyes when he brought the Vegimatic and a garden weasel too. Illuminated, illustrated history of life, boxcar Willie with the Ginsu knife, bamboo steamer, and a garden weasel too, and a tie-dye day-glow souvenir shirt from Six Flags over Burbank. Doodly-yop-and-dot-and-dee-dop, zoodly-da, skidoodly-yop-and-dot-and-deedly-da. Well, the doorbell rang all morning and all through the afternoon, and I shook with fright as it rang all night by the light of the MasterCard moon. There was parcel post in the pantry, UPS in the hall, the COD to the ceiling. You know, I just couldn't pay for it all. You know, they brought the egg scrambler with a seal of meal carrying case, a set of presidential commemorative plates so I could eat my eggs off the president's face, minute mender, and a needle that'll knit or crochet, and an autographed photograph of Rin Tin Tin at Six Flags over Burbank. Well, I remembered I was dreaming. I gave a mighty cheer. When I awoke, it was no joke, 'cause all that shit was here. So if you fall asleep with the TV on, let me tell you what to do. Rip the telephone out of the wall unless you want this to happen to you. You'll get a Vegimatic and a garden weasel too. Illuminated, illustrated history of life, boxcar Willie with the Ginsu knife, bamboo steamer, and a smokeless ashtray too, and an autographed photograph of Rin Tin Tin at Six Flags over Burbank.
Ah, magnificent. Magnificent.
Excellent.
Oh, really classy.
Got us back.
That was superb, both of you. You're in terrific form tonight. I hope we'll hear more of you later on. Don't go away. Tom Poslet, you've got to follow that, please. And after Tom, can we have Tamsin? Tom, you've got something slightly wrong with your sound. We can't hear you. Can we hear you now? Speak.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, thanks.
1, 2,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's some trad song called Across the Western Ocean. That's not right. Oh, the times are hard and the wages low. Amelia, where you bound? The Rocky Mountains are my home. Across the Western Ocean. tea there you'll see Amelia where you bound. I'm up across that western sea, across the western ocean, across the western ocean. Liverpool I'll make my way, Amelia where you bound. To Liverpool, that seaboard town, across the western ocean, across the western ocean. There's Liverpool hat with the sailor's hat, Amelia where you bound, and Yankee joint that packet rat, across the western ocean, across the western ocean. Beware those packet ships I see, Amelia where you bound, for they steal your gold and stores away, across the western ocean, across the western ocean, across the western ocean.
Thank you, Tom. I'm glad we got the sound sorted out. Now I've got Tamsin down next, and after that I've got only three more people on my three more singers on my list to sing. So we're going to actually go a little bit beyond the past mark. Don't tell Amanda. So I'll finish my list, and then while we've got a break, everybody can put their hands up again. So after Tamsin, can I have Tom Reed, please?
Shall I go? I was going to sing the sea shanty, Maid of Amsterdam. In Amsterdam there lived a maid, mark well what I do say. In Amsterdam there lived a maid, and she was mistress of her trade. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. I met that fair maid after dark, mark well what I do say. I met that fair maid after dark, and took her to my favourite park. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. I put my hand upon her knee, mark well what I do say. I put my hand upon her knee, she said, young man, you're rather free. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. She swore that she'd be true to me, mark well what I do say. She swore that she'd be true to me, but she spent my money fast and free. I'll go no more roving with you, fair maid. A roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. And when I got back home from Seamark, well, what I do say? And when I got back home from sea, a soldier had her on his knee. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. Thanks.
That was lovely, Tamsin. Thank you very much. I like that. So one of my favourite songs, that one. Tom Reed next, please, followed by the Racker.
Thank you, Livy. This is one of my favourite Australian songs. I've hummed me drum from kingdom come to the back of the Milky Way, and boiled me quart on the Cape of York, and I starved last Christmas Day. I crossed the Murray and drank in Cloncurry, where they charged a bob a nip. I worked on the Gulf, where the cattle they doff, and the squatters let them rip. I worked from morn in the fields of corn till the sun was out of sight. I've cause to know the great by know, and the great Australian bite. I danced with Kit when the lamps were lit, and dull when the dance broke up. I flung me hat on the mile track when Bowman won the cup. I laughed aloud with a merry crowd in the city on the plains, and sweated too on Underoo, while bogged in the big board drains. I wheeled me bike from the shearer's strike, not wanting a funeral shroud. I made the wait for the flying stakes, and I dodged a lynching crowd. I carried a gun through World War I, then went on the track again. From Omeo to Bendigo, to Bark and back again. I lost some tears in the hungry years, when jobs were short and few. I packed up me swag and an old tucker bag. There was nothing else to do. Yes, I've hummed me drum from kingdom come to the back of the Milky Way, and boiled me quart on the Cape of York, and I starved last Christmas Day. Sinead, humping the drum.
Good one, Tom.
Good one, Tom, indeed. Thank you for that. That was great. Can we have the Racker, and then Mike Glick will wrap up the first half, please. You there, Racker? We can't hear you.
He's muted.
He's muted. Can you unmute him? Can you unmute yourself? Racker, we can't hear you. Ah. Can we hear you now?
I don't know.
Let's hang on. Can't unmute you, Racker. You're going to have to. There you go. Try now.
Right. I think I'm okay.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, I'll chance it. Are you sure you can hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, okay, I'll try it then. As you probably know, there was once a gulf between three little pigs and a big vat of wood. As their name may suggest, the little pigs were small, but the wolf was fat and long and tall, quite a disparity, do the math. Also, the wolf was a psychopath. Now, the pigs, being pigs, lived in a pigsty, with a flowery fence more pretty than high, and little defence when wolf came by, singing a song about pork and ham and sausages and strawberry jam. Straw, cried Piglet. We've lots of straw. She sharpened a trotter and started to draw a house to comply with planning law. The pigs moved in their pretty pink trousers, thinking their house was as safe as, when along came Wolf, threatening Hoof with a secret weapon codenamed Puff, used both in walls fell down, but the pigs in wigs got out of town. Said middle sister, listen chicks, see that tree? It's made of sticks. And she, for a pig quite lithe and limber, concocted a pigwam out of state of cliche or a metronome. Back came Wolf to delete their home. Pigs blown out. But what got my goat was Wolf hung on in there. Took time to gloat. Big sister switches from pigs, from sticks to bricks, with second-hand porter to stiffen the mortar, and wolf manure, so it's all secure, nothing left to chance, nothing half-cocked, all comprehensively interlocked. Wolf kicks the wall, oh, limps off crockily, and switches from pigs to beans and greens and and broccoli. Hope that was worth waiting for. Cheers.
Yeah.
Hey, Racker.
That was awesome.
Always good.
Yes, it's always worth waiting for, Racker. Fear not. And now can we have Mike, please, Mike Glick, to finish us off for the first half.
All right. That was fun, Racker. I like that. All right. So I missed a few sessions here, and this past month was the birthday of the great Chilean poet Pablo Neruda, and I wrote this song for him partially based on his autobiography and his poetry. It's called Pablo Neruda Presente. Presente means he's here, he's with us even after death. Pablo Neruda presente. Pablo Neruda presente, 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 presente. Pablo, this song is for you. Pablo, it's a poem of love. O weaver of tapestry, spinning bright words for the threads of your poems. You saved us a place in your heart, now the world is your home. You traveled dark streets, knew the humblest of shacks, and unearthed Chile's secrets with wonder. Copper, salt sea, wind, air, and rain, an angry sky and thunder. Pablo Neruda presente. Pablo Neruda presente, 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 presente. Pablo, this song is for you. Pablo, it's a poem of love. O weaver of tapestry, spinning bright words for the threads of your poems. You saved us a place in your heart, now the world is your home. Flying you came, sowing crops with the wind, planting your seeds when they bury the spring. And now we will harvest your poems once more, the ones that first grew when your spirit was raw, the ones that first grew when your spirit was raw, the ones that first grew when your spirit was raw. Pablo Neruda presente. Pablo Neruda presente, 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 presente. Pablo, this song is for you. Pablo, it's a poem of love. A weaver of tapestry, spinning bright words for the threads of your poems. You saved us a place in your heart, now the world is your home. You saved us a place in your heart, now the world is your home.
Thank you for that, Mike. I'm going to pause the recording.
That's right.
Got it.
Sorted.
Yep.
And it said it with an American accent. Progress. That's not good. Progress. I can sing you a little a song you all know. It's very short. Just wishing I was at Sidmouth, but there you go. My Willie sailed aboard a tender, and where he is I do not know. For 7 long years I've been constantly waiting, since he crossed the Bay of Biscay. One night as Mary lay asleeping, a knock came to her bedroom door. Arise, arise, my dearest Mary, it is your long-lost Willie-O. Mary arose, put on her clothing, and to her bedroom door did go. And there she saw her Willie standing, his cheeks as white as the driven snow. Oh, Willie dear, where are those blushes? Those blushes that I knew long ago. Oh, Mary dear, the cold waves have dashed them. I'm but the ghost of your Willie-O. But Mary dear, the dawn is breaking. I fear it's time for me to go, and I must leave you broken-hearted to cross the Bay of Biscay. And if I had gold and I had money, and all the silver in Mexico, I'd grant it all to the King of Erin to bring me back my Willie-O. There you go.
Wonderful. Well sung, David.
Thank you, David. Can we have Jakob? Jakob's going to give us another song before he goes. And Paddy, can you follow Jakob, please?
Right. So this one is actually the first song I actually sang in front of other people, and they seemed to enjoy it. So I started actually beginning to sing a bit. It's some Lear's Irish ballad, if anyone knows it. I'm sure some do. About a maid a sing-a-song, zing-a-da-kitty-tickety-tin. About a maid a sing-a-song who didn't have her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, she did every one of them in. She did every one of them in. One morning in a fit of pique, zing-a-da-kitty-tickety-tin. One morning in a fit of pique, she drowned her father in the creek. The water tasted bad for a week. So we had to make do with gin, we had to make do with gin. Her mother she could never stand, sing-a-da-kitty-tickety-tin. Her mother she could never stand, and so a cyanide soup she planned. Her mother died with a spoon in her hand, and her face in a hideous grin, her face in a hideous grin. She tied her brother down with stones and got a kitty-tickety-tin. She tied her brother down with stone and sent him off to David Jones. All they ever found was some bones and occasional pieces of skin, occasional pieces of skin. She lit her sister's hair on fire, sing a kitty-tickety-tin. She lit her sister's hair on fire, and as the smoke and flame rose higher, she danced around a funeral pyre, playing the violin, playing the violin. One day when she had nothing to do, sing a kitty-tickety-tin. One day when she had nothing to do, she cut her baby brother in two, served him up as an Irish stew, and invited the neighbors in, invited the neighbors in. And when at last the police come by, sing a kitty-tickety-tin. And when at last the police come by, the murder she would not deny, because that would mean she would have had to lie. And lying she knew was a sin, and lying she knew was a sin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, sing a kitty-tickety-tin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, I hope you liked my little song. You're yourself to blame if it was too long. Then you should never had let me begin. You should never had let me begin.
Whitter.
Well sung,
Yeah.
Thank you, Jakob. You can certainly come again, and we look forward to it. Don't forget to put your songs in the chat. What songs you sang? If you put it in the chat, then they can be recorded properly. Thanks. Okay, I've got Paddy next on my list, and that he's followed by Jim Lucas.
Okay, something by the Curragh family, I think. A hunting song that cries out for harmonies, so please give it a go. This Innocent Hair. Sportsmen arouse, the morning is clear, the larks are singing all in the air. Sportsmen arouse, the morning is clear, the larks are singing all in the air. Go tell your sweet lover the hounds are out. Go tell your sweet lover the hounds are out. Saddle your horses, your saddles prepare, we're away to some cover to seek for our hare. The huntsman blows his joyful sound, tally-ho, me boys, all over the downs. The huntsman blows his joyful sound, tally-ho, me boys, all over the ground. From the woods to the valley, see how she creep. From the woods to the valley, see how she creep. Follow, follow the musical horn, sing, follow, hark forward the innocent hare. All along the green turf she pants for breath, the huntsman he cries out for death. All along the green turf she pants for breath, the huntsman he cries out for death. Relope, relope, retiring hare, relope, relope, retiring hare. Follow, follow the musical haunting, follow, hark forward the innocent hare. This hare has led us a noble run, success to sportsmen every one. This hare has led us a noble run, success to sportsmen every one. Such a chase she has led us 4 hours or more, such a chase she has led us 4 hours or more. Wine and beer we'll drink without fear, we'll drink our success to the innocent hare.
Thanks, Paddy. That's great.
This is John White here. Can you hear me?
John,
Yes.
I've unmuted you to ask you if you're going to sing us another song.
Yes. Well, I would like to do. I'd like to do a short spoken item for a change.
Okay, I've got Jim Lucas first, and then can I pop you on after Jim?
That'd be lovely. Right. Thank you, dear.
Thanks, John.
Okay.
Jim.
Okay. It's dark here. It's 11 p.m. and I've just looked at the window of my sensitive neighbor, and he doesn't seem to be there in that room. So I think I may try a couple of tunes on the concertina. And let's see if I can remember the names of them. Sea Nymph and Cockeyed Brown. I think I'll take Cockeyed Brown first. I'm going to pause just a second to turn off my video, just in case. Okay.
Thanks, Jim. They were great. I hope I was waiting to hear the banging on the door from the sensitive neighbour who'd just come home, but luckily it didn't happen.
No, I think he has to be in the room next to mine, and at this time of night, if there's no light, I hope I can safely assume he's not there.
Rather than he's gone to bed. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, those are two, I think they're Playford dance tunes, although I got them not from the original Playford book.
Does your death ray not penetrate one wall?
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. And John, I'm just unmuting you now. And there you go. You're on, John.
Okay. Well, friends, this is a ballad. And normally in folk clubs, it's people sing ballads to ancient musical settings. But I think it's interesting occasionally to speak a ballad because it brings out the wonderful economy of the writing. Where not a word wasted, and these marvelous jump cuts where you go from one place to another without any extra description or writing. So anyway, here's the old favourite Sir Patrick Spens. The king sits in Dunfermline tune, drinking the blued red wine. Oh, where will I get me a skeely skipper to sail this new ship of mine? And up and spake an elden knight, sat at the king's right knee. Sir Patrick Spens is the best sailor that ever sailed the sea. The king has written a brave letter and signed it with his hand, sent it to Sir Patrick Spens, who was walking on the strand. The first line that Sir Patrick read, salute, lewd, lewd, laughed he. The second line Sir Patrick read, a tear blended his eye. Oh, wise, this has done this deed and tried the king and me to send us out at this time of the year to sail upon the sea. Be it wind, be it weet, be it snaw, be it sleet, our ship must sail the fame. The king's looked her a Norway, 'tis we must bring her home. They hoised their sails and amonied him on with all the speeds they may, and they had landed in Norway upon a Woden's day. They had not been in Norway a week but barely tway, when that the lairds of Norway began aloud to say, ye Scottish men spend all our king's gold and all our queen's fee. Ye lee as lewd, full lewd ye, for we have brought with us as much money for the king across the sea. Mac ready, my merry men, our good ship sails them on. Now ever I lack my maester dear, I fear a deadly storm. I saw the new moon late yestreen with the old moon in her arm. And if we gang to sea, maester, I fear we'll come to harm. They hadna sailed a league, but barely 3, when the wind blew lewd and the lift grew dark and gully grew the sea. The youngest brack and the topmast lap, it was sick a deadly storm, and the waves came out of that broken ship till all her sides were torn. Go fetch a web of the silken claith, another of the twine, and whop them to our ship's side, and let now the sea come in. They fetched a web of the silken claith, another of the twine. They whopped them into that good ship's side, but still the sea came in. Oh, laith were the good Scots lords to whop their hats aboon, but long ere the play was played, they whopped their hats aboon. and money was the feather bed that flattered on the fame. And many was the good King Earl's son that never more come hame. So long, long may the maidens sit with their glad canes in their hand, a-waiting for Sir Patrick Spens come sailing up the strand. And long, long may the maidens sit with their gold canes in their hair, a-waiting for Sir Patrick Spens. For him they'll see nae mair. Half hour to Aberdour, 'tis 50 fathoms deep. And there lies good Sir Patrick Spens, with the Scots lords at his feet.
Well done, John. Well remembered.
Amazing, John. Everyone's going on about your memory and how they haven't got any, but you can manage to get a whole child ballad in without batting an eyelid. Thank you. Can we have Steve Suffet now? Sorry, Steve, I forgot to give you any notice. And after Steve, can we have Tom Poslet?
You took me by surprise. Can we turn off the air conditioner? Get that, thank you. Marilyn, turn off the air conditioner. I've been walking in my sleep, counting trouble instead of counting sheep. Where the years went, I can't say. I just turned around, they'd gone away. I've been sifting through the layers of dusty books and faded papers. They tell a story I used to know, one that happened so long ago. She's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the Great Divide. I can hear the owl calling softly as the night comes falling, with a question, and I replied, she's gone across the borderline. She's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the Great Divide. The finest hour I have seen is the one that comes between the edge of night and the break of day, when the darkness, it rolls away. She's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the Great Divide. One more time. She's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the Great Divide. Across the Great Divide by the late and great Kate Wolf.
Thank you, Steve. And next we've got Tom Poslet, followed by Pal, please. Your sound's gone again, Tom. Whatever you did last time, do it again.
What's wrong? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yes, no. Right. Here's a song called Michael Told Me. Michael told me where a finger post fell on a path to the sea. Michael told me where a silver bell tolled in a fold of the land, where the land slips away in a river of stone, and the stones are like jewels in your hand. And Michael told me of an overgrown garden on a path to the sea. And Michael told me where the bee dances and the rabbit hills dip and the bluebirds skip over the waves. And Michael told me where the trees meet the dunes and the dunes turn to sand, where the stones are like jewels in the palm of your hand, and the bluebirds skip over the waves. And Michael told me to question the kestrel that flies to the west. Michael told me to wait with the owl in the bole of the oak, and to soak with the rain in the earth. And Michael told me where the land slips away in a river of stone, until the trees meet the dunes and the dunes turn to sand, and the stones are like jewels in the palm of your hand, and the bluebirds skip over the waves. And Michael told me of a path to the sea.
Very nice.
Thanks, Tom. That was lovely. We've got Pal next, and after Pal, can we have Deirdre and Chris?
Okay, I think this was the first one I sang at our first Zoom session, so I haven't done it for over a year. I lived in service in Rosemary Lane, and I had the goodwill of my master and dame, till a sailor came by one night for to lay, and that was the beginning of my misery. He called for a candle to light him to bed, likewise a silk handkerchief to tie up his head, as the sailors will do. Says he, pretty Polly, will you come to bed too? Well, being young and foolish, I thought it no harm to jump into bed for to keep myself warm. And what happened next I will never declare, but I wish that short night had been 7 long years. Early next morning the sailor arose, and into my lap he full handfuls of gold, saying, "This I will give, and much more will I do, if you'll be my Polly wherever I go. And when your baby is born, you shall put it to nurse, and sit like a lady with gold in your purse, with gold in your purse and milk in your breast, saying that's what you get by your sailor in the west. And if it's a boy, he shall fight for his king, and if it's a girl, she shall wear the gold ring. She shall wear the gold ring, and her top knot shall blow, saying that's what you get by your sailor true blue. I lived in service in Rosemary Lane, and I had the goodwill of my master and dame, till a sailor came by one night for to lay, and that was the beginning of my misery.
So pretty.
Lovely, pal. As usual. That's great. Who did I say next? Oh, Deirdre and Chris, please.
It's just going to be Deirdre. Chris has gone off to feed the cats. Let's see. I have seen snow that fell in May, and I have seen rain on cloudless days. Some things are always meant to change. There ain't no ash will burn. Love is a precious thing, I'm told. It burns just like West Virginia coal. But when the fire goes out, it's cold. There ain't no ash will burn. You say this life is not your lot. Well, I can't be something that I'm not. We can't stoke a fire that we ain't got. There ain't no ash will burn. In every life there comes a time when there are no more tears to cry. We must leave something dear behind. There ain't no ash will burn. There is one lesson I have learned. There ain't no ash will burn.
So without Chris, David Kidman, can you give us a song, please? And after David, can we have one from the Racker, please?
Right, okay. I've changed my backdrop because I feel like being a little bit more maritime. This is a song written by Jess Arrowsmith, and it has a cracking chorus, which I will imagine you all joining in. When we are gone from this place, a dim remembered face can bind us all together, our mothers and our sons, every link in that chain, forged with love, blood and pain, can remind us all forever of where once we had begun. All the salt in the sea cannot preserve me. All the heat in the fire cannot bring my heart's desire. All the birds in the sky cannot teach me to fly. But the love in my soul can keep me whole. Now if we have purpose here, give up duty and fear, cherish family, cherish friends, our fathers and our daughters, to each moment hold fast, as if each were your last, and hope each day will end with embraces, smiles and laughter. All the salt in the sea cannot preserve me. All the heat in the fire cannot bring my heart's desire. All the birds in the sky cannot teach me to fly, but the love in my soul can keep me whole. When reasoned thought can't explain untold suffering and pain, take solace in good company, our partners and our neighbours, if we strive and do our best to fill their hearts with happiness, then our own soon full can be, and so reward our labours. All the salt in the sea cannot preserve me. All the heat in the fire cannot bring my heart's desire. All the birds in the sky cannot teach me to fly, but the love in my soul can keep me whole. Yes, all the salt in the sea cannot preserve me. All the heat in the fire cannot bring my heart's desire. All the birds in the sky cannot teach me to fly, but the love in my soul can keep me whole. Yes, the love in my soul can keep me whole.
Great, Tim. David, thanks. I've got the Racker next, and following the Racker, can we have Pete and Maggie?
Okay, this was written not by me, but by a guy I had a drink with yesterday. He's brilliantly talented, and he has no desire to be famous at all. His name is Gordon Snell, He's an Englishman of Scottish extraction, and he lives in Ireland. And he is the relict, the widower of Maeve Binchy, the very successful novelist. And it's extraordinary how much talent there was in that house. And she was very famous in Ireland. She was, yeah, a wonderful character. And he wasn't famous at all because he couldn't be bothered. He was famous in Canada, still is, but that's nice and far away. Anyway, a modest man and brilliant talent, and his name, as I say, is Gordon Snell. And this is what he wrote, and it's about Bonnie Prince Charlie. And it's very short, which is why my introduction has been so long, but audible, I trust. Anyway, sorry. After the Battle of Culloden, Prince Charlie was subdued and sodden with blood-stained kilt, with mud-caked kilt and blood-stained brow. He moaned, "I'm not so bonny now." Flora MacDonald told him, "Prince, stay here and we'll be mashed to mince. I got a boat, it's only wee, but big enough for you and me." "Thank you," said Charlie, "let's be going. And Flora, you can do the rowing." Then Flora, with her princely load, sang the sky boat song as she rowed. Thought Charlie, sky's the place to halt. They make a tasty single malt. I'll gather herbs and heathers there and mix 'em with that whiskey rare. And when the stuff tastes good and gooey, I'm gonna call the stuff Drambuie. So gallant Flora saved the day, and bonny Charlie got away. He won nae kingdom, that's for sure, but boy, he left a grand liqueur. Cheers. Parting glass.
Indeed. He's not muting anyone. Cheers, cheers, Raka. We've got, hang on, let's mute everybody first. Right, we've got the next, after Raka, oh yeah, Maggie and Pete, please.
He's
Sorry.
got one with fireworks in his Finchley.
Yeah, we
Quite distracting.
We hope you can't hear them in the background. Anyway, this is a Cyril Tawney song, "Not About the Sea." There are 2 or 3 of those. Right. For those who know me, this is a joke. I haven't held down a proper job for 19 years. Too soon to be out of me bed. Too soon to be back at this busque caper. Fumbling for change for me picture paper on a Monday morning. One end of the week for a smile, wrong end of the week for being civil. There's many a saint would be a devil on a Monday morning. Oh, where is the weekend now? Where is the whiskey and beer I tasted? Gone the same way as the pay I wasted on a Monday morning. If only the birds would booze. If only the sun was a party giver. And if I could just give someone else my liver on a Monday morning. My lover, she lies asleep. My lover is warm and her heart is mellow. I'd trade you the world just to share her pillow on a Monday morning. Too soon to be out of me bed. Too soon to be back at this bosque caper. Fumbling for change for me picture paper on a Monday morning.
Great song. Great song.
Maggie, are you going to do one?
So I think I'll pass. I'd rather hear somebody else. Thanks.
Okay. Can we have next then David Jones? Can you give us a second song? Followed by Simon Prager.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll sing you an Eric Bogle song that I learned from Peter Bellamy. Peter Bellamy was over here some years ago, and he was having a fitness phase, eating right and doing exercise. It didn't last long, but he did pass this song on to me. For nearly 60 years, I've been a cocky. Of droughts and fires and floods I've lived through plenty. And this country's dust and mud has seen my tears and blood. I'm going to pitch it up a half a step. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky. Of droughts and fires and floods I've lived through plenty. And this country's dust and mud has seen my tears and blood. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. I married a fine girl when I was 20. But she died in giving birth when she was 30. No flying doctor then, just a gentle old black gin. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. She left me with 2 sons and a daughter on a bone-dry farm whose soil cried out for water. My care was rough and ready, but they grew up fine and steady. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. My daughter married young and went her own way. My sons lie buried by the Burma Railway. And on this land I've made my own, I carry on alone. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. The city folks these days despise the cocky. They say with subsidies we've had it easy. But there's no drought or starving stock on a suburban block. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky. Of droughts and fires and floods I've lived through plenty. This country's dust and mud has seen my tears and blood. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. Now I'm easy.
Hey, well sung, David.
I should have explained that Eric Bogle came to write the song after having a conversation in a bar with an old guy who was a cocky farmer. and the old farmer telling him his life story. There you go.
Thank you, David. That was lovely. Simon's next, and it looks like we're going to finish a little bit early tonight, because after Simon we've got Tim Radford to maybe finish off the evening a few minutes early. But hey.
Okay, this is a bit of fun. Which this was written by Mickey McConnell. You can't hear me. You can hear me. Can. Okay. This is written by Mickey McConnell, who was the brother of Cathal McConnell, who's a wonderful Irish flautist. It's this may be incomprehensible to the North Americans, but actually Chris Carpenter sang a song earlier on, which this is a similar idea. Well, the wife, she broke her ankle when she tumbled off the bike, leaving me to do the housework, a job I never liked. Excuse the stereotypes, by the way. And doing the weekly shopping seemed a dreadful chore to me, till I discovered little dee aldy, little dee aldy, little dee dee. Now I just can't wait for Thursdays when the specials go on view. I'm the first man to the trolleys, I'm the first man in the queue. For now I know what women mean about retail therapy. It's little dee aldy, little dee aldy, little dee aldy, little dee dee. It's angle grinders and black puddings, and a pot of German jam, and a lump of hairy bacon, and a wetsuit from Japan, and a pack of streaky rashers, a crate of Russian stout, and a portable generator just in case the lights go out. Alloy wheels and windscreen wipers, and a bag of rooster spuds, an inflatable rubber dinghy to help survive the floods, spanners, sockets and fish fingers, they're so cheap they're damn near free. And little dee aldy, little dee aldy, little dee aldy, little dee dee. There's welding rods and prime organic beef to make a hearty stew, a hiking staff and spiky boots for climbing Kathmandu, big heads of curly cabbage to make you eat your fill, sledgehammers and bananas, and a lovely cordless drill, and there's hatchets and hamburgers, and there's tins of beans and peas, and a petrol drill and chainsaw for cutting bits off trees, strimmers, sabres, saws and sausages, computers and TVs, and a little dee aldy, little dee aldy, little dee aldy, little dee dee. Now the wife has gone ballistic, marriage heading for the rocks, with her crutches and her shopping bag, she's hobbling round the shops, and she's cut up all me credit cards. I'm sad as sad can be. No more aldy, little dee aldy, no more little dee dee for me. For the shed is full of plastic shit I didn't really want, and the garden's full of furniture, and the house is full of plants, and I'm living in the doghouse, Rover, Fido, Shep and me. House of aldy, little dee aldy, little dee aldy, little dee dee. House of aldy, little dee aldy, little dee aldy, little dee dee. Thank you.
I don't know about America, but we
Got
do
to it
have
before I did.
a supermarket chain in Denmark too.
I actually, what put me in mind of that was that I went to the Lidl in Streatham, and I found there on the same day horse blankets and drum stools. Where you possibly buy a horse blanket, a drum stool, and radishes in the same place.
Wonderful. Thanks, Simon. I love that song. And as I say, we probably finish a few minutes early, but never mind, because Tim is going to sing us out, as it were. Tim, over to you.
Thank you very much, Libby. I was going to sing as my second song, a song I generally start my gig sets with, but as it's a starting song, I won't finish with it. So as Paddy Hannon knows, I've been associated with the Atterbury Morris since 1974, so I'm going to sing a Morris dance, which you can all join in with if you know it. How happy's that man? How happy's that man that's free from all care,
who loves to make merry, who loves to make merry with a drop of good beer, with his pipe and his friends, puffing hours away, singing song after song till he hails a new day. He can laugh, dance and sing and smoke without fear, be as happy as a king till he hails a new year. How happy's that man that's free from all strife. He envies no other, he envies no other, as he travels through life with his pipe and his friends, puffing hours away, singing song after song till he hails a new day. He can laugh, dance and sing and smoke without fear, be as happy as a king till he hails a new year. Our seamen of old, they fear not their foes, they throw away discord, they throw away discord, and to mirth they're inclined, with their pipes and their friends, puffing hours away, singing song after song, till he hails a new day. He can laugh, dance and sing, and smoke without fear, be as happy as a king, till he hails a new year. The team sing and dance there at the same time, which is not easy, I can assure you. Thank you.
Good one. Lovely. Nice to hear it again.
That's great.
Fine ending.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you everybody for another terrific evening, and especially all of you who had to step up twice and do two songs. That was a little treat.
Thank you, Livy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Livy
Well
and
done.
David, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you to David.
Well done, Libby.
David
Thanks, Livy.
for his muting skills.
Yeah.
I will turn off the recording now. Stop recording.
So now we can say